well. Not huge takeaways or anything like that, but you're going to find one Steel Sabotage in his main deck. Christian on the right there. He's only got one gut shot. He's got what's becoming pretty standard: 2 Sword of Feast and Famine, 2 Dismember, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 9 cantrips, 2 Thought Scours, 3 Probes, 4 Ponders. And then his sideboard he's taken a different route as well. He has Frost Titan instead of Consecrated Sphinx.
I like that.
And he's got Gideon Yura as well. And then Shawn's got some zombies.
Yeah, Shawn playing the Boo zombies. Blue-black zombies.
Like
yeah, the Boo zombies. Scary. So, although I've seen a lot of arguments and some players going with the more aggressive red-black version, but
red-black's been a little bit more popular recently, but he's got blue-black, as you're actually going to see right now with his opening hand.
So Christian, Gitaxian Probe, turn 1, sees Phyrexian Metamorph, Batterskull, Geralf's Messenger. Is that Gravecrawler? I think a full art Gravecrawler.
It's either Gravecrawler or Black Sun Zenith. It can be only one of the two.
Cavern of Souls, Swamp, and Dark Slick Shores. It does look like Black Sun Zenith to me.
You guys should, everyone at home should be pretty familiar with blue-black zombies. But, if you're looking for anything that's kind of out of the ordinary, you're going to find 3 Cemetery Reapers in his deck. You're also going to find the 2 Black Sun Zeniths and 2 Batterskulls main deck as well. So,
yeah, I don't think I've seen that Restoration Angel art. Finally able to access the internet and see it, but looks pretty cool.
It's not too bad.
I think I like the other art a little better, but it's still neat. And probe number 2 from Christian. Shawn just plays Dark Slick Shores. What did he draw? I'm sure Christian saw it.
I feel like it may have been a Geralf's Messenger. It was pretty quick.
I mean, he's got a Geralf's Messenger on top of his hand there. If he's got double Messenger, then that's what he drew.
It's either double Messenger or his 4th land. I'm not 100% positive.
Yeah,
I
didn't
can't
quite
see
see it
very well.
So Christian plays Seachrome Coast and passes. So a lot of action, no actual board position for either player.
A little bit interesting to note that Christian paid for his Gitaxian Probes instead of taking 2 damage each time.
Delver of Secrets for Christian.
The verdict is in. What does the judge say to the verdict? Back to my hand?
Yeah.
Also, for some of you guys that don't know Christian, from Nashville, Tennessee, kind of an up-and-comer, pretty young kid who has been playing Magic tirelessly and just getting better every single tournament that he plays in. He's got 2 top 8s as far as the Star City circuit goes, and I talked to him today and he just said that he considered some other decks, but Blue-White Delver was the only way that he was really leaning, and he's looking for an excuse not to play it, but he's obviously on it today.
Geralf's Messenger comes down for Shawn. Christian able to replay his Delver here. And there it is.
Geralf's Messenger is the main offender for the zombie deck. It's far and away the best card. And, if Zombies draws that card and then, starts cloning it and that sort of thing, it's a very difficult card to beat. And then, if not, it plays a rather fair game of Magic. We know he's got a Metamorph in his hand as well.
Yeah,
but he's just going to play Cemetery Reaper and make her a little bit bigger.
Seems good.
I'm not in love with this sequence. I'm not in love with this sequencing there.
Tragic Slip on Delver.
Because he could have just ran. He could have just run his Tragic Slip into a Mana Leak. Maybe he wants it to get Mana Leak. I'm not entirely sure, but he can Tragic Slip beforehand. And then because Cavern is named on zombies, he can cast a Cemetery Reaper.
Yeah, without fear,
yeah, without fear, so.
Christian Vapor Snags the Geralf's Messenger. Double Vapor Snags. Or 2 Vapor Snags already spent for Christian. Not that Snapcaster won't help.
I like what Christian's doing right now. It's subtle, but if you don't know what a card does, don't be embarrassed to read it, especially if you're on camera.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with reading. I read a lot of cards that I know what they do. I just want to make sure I get the Oracle text right, or like if I'm playing, I'm looking at the printed text. But even now, doing commentary, sometimes I'll look up a card. I very well know what it does. It's just nice to have the text in front of me. just to confirm everything.
Yeah, some people, when they're on camera, they're nervous and that sort of thing, and maybe they feel like, oh, I know well enough what this card does. Cemetery Reaper isn't a card that sees a ton of play. So I mean, don't be afraid to pick it up and take a look at the card and be like, okay, I just want to reassure myself I know what this card does. And continue with the game. It takes 5 seconds out of your time, and no one's going to judge you. I promise. So Shawn still got the messenger in his hand. He's got some decisions to make. He's going to start with messenger, which is uncounterable. 2 more points. I can't get a good look at Christian's hand. I think I see a gut shot over there.
He's got planes, Snapcaster, gut shot, I think.
Okay. He does not look to be in very good shape at this point in time.
I mean, he can Snapcaster Vapor Snag that Geralf's messenger, like, again.
Yeah.
That'll give him a little more time. And that may be what he's doing here. Snapcaster, Vapor Snag, Geralf's messenger. Yep.
And then I guess possibly trade. Maybe, maybe not.
And yeah. Snapcaster trades with Cemetery Reaper, and we've got a clear board again.
Christian needs action. I mean, he has Moreland Haunt, so he has a small amount of action, but his gut shot's fairly dead. Another Cavern of Souls. I mean, that should name whatever the creature type of Metamorph is.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious what the creature type of Metamorph is.
Pretty sure it's Shapeshifter, but I don't have it in front of me.
That's why we have the internet. Never mind. We don't have the internet.
We don't have the internet. It's a joke.
It completely cut out on us again.
And see, this is just one part of the zombie deck, which is why it's so good. If you do draw Messenger, and obviously if you do draw Cavener as well, Messenger is a problem threat. Vapor Snag is not good against Messenger for all intents and purposes. All of the damage that has been dealt this game, to my knowledge, and I think maybe Cemetery Reaper may have gotten in for attack, is just Messenger coming into play.
And Christian Vapor Snagging his own
and Vapor Snagging
Delver.
his own Delver, yeah. So we haven't even had an attack yet, and that's how good Messenger is.
Tragic Slip on Christian's
Token.
Fresh Spirit. That was a tragedy.
It may have been a little hasty. Maybe he may have found a better target, but we'll see. Now we have the clones coming online.
It is a shapeshifter.
That one's okay. Metamorph is a shapeshifter.
Yeah, good call.
The only thing I don't really, love about Shawn's play this game is just his. I'm not in love with his sequencing. Like his plays are fine. They're fairly obvious. He did not name shapeshifter on his Cavern of Souls.
Yeah.
So that's a slight mistake. But I just don't love. I don't love his sequencing. Like he should attack first and then clone his guys, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so Christian able to mana leak the Metamorph there. And Moreland Haunt puts another spirit into play for Christian. Christian seems in pretty bad shape. He just can't seem to really get any kind of foothold in this game.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't drawn any of his better creatures. He hasn't drawn a sword.
Looks like he's got sword. I think that's what he's got.
Does he have a sword now?
I think he must have either just drawn it or drew it last turn or something, because I'm pretty sure his hand is like plains, sword, and maybe another plains. He definitely had that plains in hand from before, and he still got that. There's a full art tentacle. So there's a sword.
This could very easily be a case of too little, too late. This is a time where if Shawn were to save that tragic slip from before,
yeah, it would have been perfect right there.
It would have been so much better right now.
Yeah, Christian now has half his hand is pretty much blank. I mean, obviously, plains adds mana, but
Yeah, I mean, we have Plains that adds mana. We have a gut shot in our hand. You know.
Does he still have gut shot? Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
He still has
so
gut shot.
He could gut shot the image.
He can gut shot the image, you know, and then it's just going to come back as messenger again.
Yeah.
Dealing him another 2. It's going to put him to 5. You know, if he attacks with original messenger, that's going to put him to 3. And then we're in a pretty bad spot because we still know that Shawn has Batterskull in his hand. So, you know, I've seen Stranger Games 1, but I will be interested to see if Christian is able to pull this one out.
Is that a Black Sun Zenith?
That looks to be a Zenith.
That sword doesn't offer too much protection from that. Both come back, hit you for 4.
Puts him to 3.
Yeah, so I can't see Christian getting out of this game with a win. And there we go. Going to game 2. Yeah, that was just rough for Christian. Shawn having basically an answer for every minor threat that Christian was able to provide. It wasn't very much. He had like one Delver that he bounced and replayed.
Yeah, he didn't draw too many threats. So, looking at sideboarding for this particular matchup, Christian is more than likely going to board his 2 Phantasmal images. I can see, you know, potentially Ratchet Bomb coming in. He has 2 of those. Obviously, the 2 Celestial Purges in his sideboard are going to come in. I foresee 2 Timely Reinforcements coming in just to buy him the time necessary. And then he has a Gideon Jura in his sideboard as well. That will probably be coming in his way in exchange for more than likely some his 1 main deck Steel Sabotage, his 2 Dismembers, his Gut Shot, his 1 main deck Gut Shot, and then a couple shavings here and there.
Yeah, taking a look at Shawn's board, he's got pair of Ghost Quarters, not likely to come under there. Trying to wait out some of these announcements.
If you'd like to go by, visit him, get some of your cards signed. He also has prints, cards, and playmats available.
Magic Artist RK Post here,
amazing magic artwork.
signing and altering and, you know,
One of the very best.
doodling on cards. Yeah, very, very cool. I actually, I met him at Nationals 2005, and I talked to him for a long time. But that was the last time I saw him, so it's really cool for him to have a booth here. Yeah, Shawn has 2 Ghost Quarter, 3 Ratchet Bomb, 3 Surgical Extraction, 2 Nile Spellbomb, 3 Doomblade, and 2 Diagraph Captain. Now he's got the Doomblades. I think those are nice to come in here against those Restoration Angels. He's got Extractions, which I feel like I'm never super impressed with Extraction, but it also feels like it's something to deal with Snapcaster. It kind of mitigates Snapcaster to some degree.
It makes it a little bit worse.
Hey, you pondered, I'm gonna get rid of all your ponders, or in response to your Snapcaster, I'm gonna get rid of your ponder. So now you don't get to ponder again at all. You know, in this game, I feel like it's reasonable, but it's not like a definite.
Yeah, I mean, the question you have to ask yourself is that worth a card?
Right.
You know, is doing that better than one of the cards in my deck? You know, looking at Shawn's deck list, it's hard for me to imagine that that's the case. But you know, he's got some cards that are definitely suboptimal in this matchup. He's got 2 Phyrexian Obliterators, which, you know, I'm not in love with.
Just get bounced.
Yeah, they just get bounced. You know, they don't get the value that you're looking for. 2 Black Sun Zeniths aren't very good in the matchup, so you'll find your Doomblade replacements within those 4 cards. And then, you know,
maybe
you can
some Ratchet Bombs.
He could potentially bring in Ratchet Bomb. I could see him bring in those 2 Diagraph Captains as well. So
yeah,
there's a couple different ways that he can go with his sideboarding. I predict that Christian was probably just going to try to play a more long, drawn-out game.
Yeah.
Between his timely reinforcements and boarding in some removal and some images and that sort of thing, and then just probably just try to clean up with Frost Titan is where I see Christian probably taking this match.
I love seeing Frost Titan in deck list. I would like to see it on the table too. Frost Titan, probably my favorite Titan. Maybe because I don't see it very often. So, but you know what I mean. If it were played constantly, I might not care for it as much. But I really like Frost Titan.
Well, the time when Frost Titan's good, it's great.
Yeah.
And the times when it's bad, it's very bad.
Yeah, it's just one of those cards you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
At least don't see it very much. I guess it's the least played Titan, right?
Right now,
Green, red, white, black, blue. Right now, Grave Titan doesn't.
Grave
see
Titan is the one that is exiled
yeah,
to
but
the
I
darkness.
Mean, I think if you really look back over the course of the time the Titans were legal, Frost Titan was probably the least played. Primeval Titan's clearly the most played.
Frost Titan is just a card where, there are times where when Titans are running rampant, Frost Titan is the one that kind of takes over things.
Yeah.
And when they're not, it just, he's just hanging out and just waiting to come back again. Waiting to have his day in the sun. It's crazy to think that a card like that is so good and does so many things,
Yeah.
is just like, I'm just waiting.
I think it's Consecrated Sphinx, though, that kind of pushes it to the side because the default blue 6-drop is mostly going to be a Consecrated Sphinx before it's going to be Sun Titan.
Yeah. A lot of shuffling. I don't think any mulligans yet, as far as I can tell. Christian's going to be on the play this game, and this matchup is close. It's definitely close. 2 zombie decks in the top 8 last week, so they obviously had to make their way through some Delver decks to be able to get there. And as you saw last game, Dross Messenger is, when you draw that card, it's a completely different game than when you don't. Dross Messenger just took over that entire game.
And Probe from Christian.
Show me what you're working with.
Tragic Slip, Phantasmal Image, Tragic Slip. Oh, wait a minute. What is that card on the far left? I thought
we have
Diagraph.
We have Diagraph Pool.
Okay, that's what it was.
Image, Slip, Reaper.
Yeah, and then some lands.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Cavern of Souls among those lands.
So he can curve out perfectly.
Looks like a pretty decent hand for Shawn.
It's not a bad hand at all. The only complaint I would have is that Cemetery Reaper is not a Dross Messenger. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a very keepable hand.
And turn 1 Ponder from Christian, following the Gitaxian Probe. He sees Delver. I think Frost Titan was one of the cards.
I know one of the cards was Moorland Haunt.
Okay, so it might have been Haunt, Frost Titan, Delver. Frost Titan's the only one I'm questioning because he kind of flipped past it real fast. It was a blue card though.
Christian's got his information at this point because of Gitaxian Probe, so he knows the things that he's going to need to play around. Through the first 4 to 5 turns of this game.
And he shuffles.
Now it's time to execute his game plan of winning the game. That particular Ponder, it kind of looks like a keep because you have a Delver there.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But with no way to flip it, and knowing that Shawn has Tragic Slip in his hand, that phase of the game is the one that he can play.
Right. All right. So draws I believe he drew Delver.
I believe so, actually.
Dark Slick Shores for Shawn, and Ghoul into play.
Alright, Christian drew
Glacial Fortress. Gitaxian Probe number 2.
Show me that info.
Show me what you drew. And
Dark Slick Shores.
Yeah.
Is the mystery card. So turn 1 from Shawn. Just one thing that some people don't realize and to be a little more careful with is that on turn 1 I probably would have played Cavern of Souls, naming zombie. Yeah. Just on the off chance that Christian does have Mental Misstep in his deck list.
Yeah,
there's no reason for
no reason. Yeah, there's no downside to doing that.
Yeah, there's no reason for that spell to get countered, especially when you know more than likely that you're going to be naming zombie with your Cavern of Souls,
right?
Because it's more important to name. If that were to get Mental Misstep, it really changes the complexity of the game.
Yeah.
Now his image is a lot worse. He's not going to start the beatdowns until turn 3 with Cemetery Reaper. He obviously drew Fume Spitter in between then.
Right.
But it really just changes the complexity of the game.
Yeah, so Christian played that Delver, passed to Shawn. Shawn played Fume Spitter, attack.
Christian is trying to reveal real bad.
Christian does not flip his Delver.
He wanted to be able to reveal really badly so that he could flip it into a 3/2 so the Tragic Slip couldn't kill it. And then he'd have to use his Fume Spitter as well to be able to take care of it and get two for 1.
And Christian swings with the Delver.
You know, at this point, Shawn has Delver covered so many ways that
Yeah, and
you know,
tragic
you
slip.
might as well just you might as well get in with Delver's secrets. Hope you can steal a point of damage, or hope he doesn't respect it at all. That sort of thing.
So Delver dies. Slipped on a banana right into an open grave.
Just to pass.
Christian passes, and again, Christian not able to get a foothold in this game. It's early yet, though. Cavern of Souls probably naming zombies. Cemetery
Absolutely.
Reaper. I mean, he could have named Beast or something.
Sure.
And Vapor Snag from Christian at the end of turn. Or not at that, during combat,
During
sorry.
combat, yeah. So he's only going to take 3 instead of 4. Because Fume Spitter is not a zombie.
Hey, what is it, a horror?
I believe it is a horror. I just know that it is not a zombie.
Yes, it is a horror.
Now, this is another area we were talking about Restoration Angel earlier and how it affects the Wolf Run matchup. This is an area where it affects this matchup too, because it's fantastic in this matchup because it's such a big body.
Yeah.
Speaking, if he has Restoration Angel now, it would, in most cases, be very good.
Yeah, I mean, it blocks Drolf's Messenger. Well, not that great. I guess it kills it too to bring it back, but...
Alright, Celestial Purge is going to take care of that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Shawn's draw for this turn was Doomblade, just in case you didn't catch that. So
Okay, so he did bring those in, yeah.
So I was talking about how great Restoration Angel is going to be, and how quickly it's not going to be good anymore. And he also has a Tragic Slip in his hand, and the interaction between Tragic Slip and Fume Spitter is very favorable. Now that's a powerful magic card.
Yeah, and that doesn't die to Doomblade unless Christian wants it to, or lets it, I guess, by making it into a guy. But Gideon Jura from Christian, and Gideon's going to absorb some damage here. He's gonna kill the.
It's going to
the
take
gold.
care. It's going to take care of that. It's going to go down to 4 counters, and then
But that's fine.
Fume Spitter can attack it down to 3, but now we can play the little game. And if you get a good look at Shawn's hand, there's not much action there. You see an image which doesn't have anything very good to copy.
Nope.
You see a Doomblade which doesn't have any good targets really.
Nope.
And then you're going to be looking at a Tragic Slip. So Christian's done exactly what he wants right now, which is just let's buy some time.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time at this point. It's gonna be a while before Shawn can even deal with that Gideon. So Gataxian Probe shows him the cards we just mentioned: Image, Doomblade, Slip. So Shawn with 2 pieces of dead removal and a almost dead Image.
Yeah, a practically dead Image.
Yeah, you can pay 2 mana for a 1/1. It's about the best he can do. So Gideon says, "Bring it."
And Christian is just content to wait. I wish I knew the contents of Christian's hands a little bit better.
Yeah,
but,
I think he drew Island that turn.
But at this point, he's content to just wait the game out. And Gideon is just going to take over.
Is that a Black Sun Zenith that Shawn just
That
drew?
looked like a Black Sun Zenith, yes.
Fume Spitter hits Gideon for 1.
It's textless, so it can only be Black Sun Zenith or Gloom Crawler, and I believe it was Zenith.
Yeah. Especially considering he didn't play it.
Yeah.
Island from Christian. Gideon goes up 2.
Elevator going up.
Yeah. 1 step forward, 2 steps back for Shawn.
Pretty much. We're going to play a very simple game of draw go for a little while here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Gideon nets a counter every turn.
Yeah.
Gideon's still like one of my favorite planeswalkers. I love that his ultimate is 0.
Yeah, just like
It's just kind of
insanely
like
powerful card.
Yeah. And there's a Diagraph Ghoul.
So Diagraph Ghoul makes it in, and he still has Image. So now Gideon isn't going to have him in the Stone Hard Lock. But I know that I saw peeking in Christian's hand. He does have Restoration Angel in his hand, so that's nice. But
What's interesting, okay, so he's going to timely reinforcements here. What's also interesting is that if if Christian, for whatever reason, decided to go on the offensive with Gideon, and Gideon were to, say, be targeted by a Doomblade, Restoration Angel could save Gideon.
Save it, reset it,
Yep.
and then force an attack into it.
Yeah.
So, just a decent turn.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
all.
special.
That's all. There's those timely reinforcements.
So Timely's going to get him healthy. It's going to force the attack in. It's going to bring Christian up to 16.
Yeah, Christian looks like he has this game pretty well.
Things are back in his favor.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said,
Sean could draw right out of this.
Shawn,
yeah.
if he draws Dross Messenger, it changes things completely. Assuming that Christian doesn't, it doesn't matter if it's Counterspell because he has Cavern Soul's name.
Right.
So assuming that he doesn't have access to Snapcaster Age for his Purge, it changes things dramatically.
So Christian goes and triple blocks the Diagraph Ghoul.
Triple block is very smart here. It's very easy to say 2 on that guy, 1 on Fume Spitter, but then Fume Spitter just sacrifices itself to kill a guy, which it did pre-combat anyway. So it looks like he's going to Tragic Slip a guy, maybe. No, I don't like that turn.
Well, board is clear.
So now we're just going to make a token.
Yeah, so Christian making a token with Moorland Haunt. Now I wonder if we're going to see that Restoration Angel action happen here because Christian has there's no haste creatures he needs to really worry about, right? Does he want to?
Well, Christian knows that he has a Doomblade in his hand, so.
Right, but I figured he could also play the Restoration Angel trick, like draw out the Doomblade with Gideon. And then play Restoration Angel to save Gideon, and then plus Gideon anyway.
Okay, that is definitely a line that he can take.
It looks like he didn't go with that, just attacked with the Spirit and drew out the Tragic Slip. And there's Restoration Angel. Yeah, I think I would have done what I mentioned.
I actually like your play a lot for that particular turn.
It gets the Doomblade going, because now Christian plays the Angel, and it's probably just going to get the Doomblade.
Yeah, I actually like your play a lot that turn.
The other way, the Doomblade's used and doesn't actually kill anything. Gideon doesn't become an angel creature. It is non-angel and can be blinked by Restoration Angel.
I'm very confused.
So Christian just keeps plussing the Gideon, and now is on the offensive with Restoration Angel.
So the thing here is that Shawn has been he's been hasty with his removal in some spots, and then not hasty with his removal in other spots. He is Tragic Slipping Moorland Haunt tokens immediately when it may or may not be necessary, and then he's willing to take a hit from Restoration Angel when he's staring at a Doomblade.
Well, it looks like he wanted to copy the Angel, so that's what he imaged, I believe.
Yeah, he has a copy of it right now. If I'm on the zombie side of things, I think that the only way that I'm really going to have a shot to win this game is, maybe with Messenger and then copying it with Image and that sort of thing. I might be playing towards that.
Right. To buy some time yourself till you can get that Messenger, yeah.
I don't know if Restoration Angel, a copy of Restoration Angel with Image and the targeting stuff is going to win me the game. It looks like he considered activating Gideon that turn. I know that Christian has a Mana Leak in his hand, which is not so nice.
Yeah, it's gonna counter any Doomblade action that might happen.
Yeah, on this particular turn, it has a window.
What is Christian doing with his hand?
Yeah.
It's like, look at my cards, put them down.
A good look.
Look at my cards, put them down. Look at my cards, put them down. Let me see him again. I forgot what they were. What are they?
Okay, so he doesn't Doomblade there.
Gideon
he doesn't
just
run into a Mana Leak.
Yeah, so now we're
another slip.
Something of a stalemate, which is kind of odd because I think I'd be being more aggressive if I were Christian. Especially,
I don't think that he has a reason to be aggressive. I think he has complete inevitability because of Gideon and because of Moorland Haunt, that he can just play a longer game.
That's true. Yeah. So it looks like Fume Spitter and Restoration Angel attack. Christian blocks the Fume Spitter. Fume Spitter just sacrifices to shrink Christian's Angel. So Christian's Angel, a 2/3.
And now he's just going to kill the image with his Gideon.
Yeah, so Christian in with the 2/3 Restoration Angel and
It's
Tragic
possible.
Slip.
Yeah, Christian made an error there. He probably should have
Attacked first. Yeah.
Gotten his damage in, because if he wants to kill Restoration Angel at that point, he's got to do it with Doomblade instead of Tragic Slip.
Yeah.
And at this point, you want the Doomblade out of his hand so that you can start killing your opponent with Gideon.
Right.
So,
Well, Christian makes a token with the Moreland Haunt.
and still, with all that being said, all things considered, Christian is in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Christian and his loyal Planeswalker Gideon.
Yeah, that's all it takes. It's very difficult for an aggressive deck to beat that card.
And Christian now has Shawn on a 16-turn clock.
That's it.
Yep. Shawn 16 more turns. Gideon will be at, plus 32 from whatever he's at now.
Don't go anywhere.
Geralf's Messenger from Shawn. And wisely using the Cavern of Souls.
Yes.
Correctly using the Cavern of Souls, I should say.
Now, Shawn still has his Doomblade. He still has his Black Sun Zenith. There's another mystery card in there that I can't tell what it is.
Attention Magic players, if you brought a spell forward with you this morning and you think you still have it, one of you is wrong, please come see me up on stage.
Image.
And Phantasmal Image from Christian, likely copying the Geralf's Messenger.
More than likely.
Yeah. And so that is indeed what he copies.
And now Christian's just going to be able to go on the beatdown. He's got his Gideon on a million counters.
Yeah.
Which is basically going to take care of the messenger for as long as he wants it to. And in the meantime, while Geralf's Messenger is attacking foolishly into Gideon, he's just going to be able to get in his 4 points of damage each turn. Any points of damage that he wants to. He's just decided, I don't even care about Geralf's Messenger.
Yeah, it's Celestial Purge from Christian.
Yeah, that can just die.
Takes out the messenger. No undying for you. And I think we're going to see a game 3.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I think Christian's all but got this one taken care of. And, he's executed his game plan basically as we saw it in the sideboard, as we discussed. He just wants to transform into the control deck.
Yeah, this is a much shorter clock than the 16-turn one that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Gideon may even consider rumbling over a time or two. You got to get that Doomblade out of his hand eventually.
Right. He draws a Restoration Angel, he can do that again.
Yeah,
save the Gideon.
Your Restoration Angel play, I think, was the right play to make that turn. I really do.
I mean, he wasted that trigger. Not to say he wasted it, but he just didn't use it, and that's fine in a lot of cases. But he could have actually made use of it by stealing a Doomblade or getting in for 6. If Shawn decided not to use the Doomblade on Gideon, Gideon would have just got in.
This is either Zenith for 1 or 2. It's a 2. You can't mana leak it, and then Image is going to. Good play by Christian. Image's effect on the stack coming back from undying, unless he doesn't have a guy to remove.
Yeah, but nothing to copy.
Well, what happened is the image, the undying effect comes back is on the stack, and he would remove a token from Moreland Haunt and then copy the Moreland Haunt token. But he had nothing to remove except for the image itself.
Okay, I see. So that's what happened there. So Christian left with a Spirit token.
Yeah, just 1 Spirit token. So now we're back to that 14-turn clock we talked about.
Now Gideon rumbles in. He's got enough to mana leak. He can mana leak and mana leak your Doomblade. And now we're
Christian sparked up there.
Yeah.
See that? He just
and
sat up in his chair a
Frost
little
Titan.
bit.
I don't even know if I would have played Frost Titan. You know what I mean? I would have saved it for more of a surprise. If Shawn, wasn't expecting Frost Titan, which I don't think a lot of people expect Frost Titan.
Maybe just for game 3?
Yeah, save it for game 3. I don't think he needed it. I think he had the game pretty locked up.
Now he's going to copy it. There's a couple of schools of thought there, actually, which is interesting because, you can make the argument of, why show Frost Titan?
Right.
That sort of thing. But then there's the other school of thought of, you know, he has to play around with Frost Titan for Game 3 now by seeing it. So maybe
That's true.
Maybe he
Yeah.
holds a Doomblade a little bit longer or something like that. So.
Right. So now it looks like Gideon and Spirit attack.
He needs to jump block Gideon so he doesn't die.
Yeah. So Shawn's metamorph version of Frost Titan goes to the graveyard. Gideon sticks around because all damage is prevented. All damage dealt to Gideon is prevented, which is just sick.
Yeah.
And now we're going to Game 3.
Shawn, at the very end of that game, going back to showing or not showing a card, Shawn cast a Ratchet Bomb at the very end and then conceded, which all that does is give Christian information that, you know, he didn't need to get. That was just free information at the end of the game.
Right.
So, you know, does it change, like, Christian maybe, is he going to board out his Delvers? Probably not. You know, it's very unlikely, but now it's just another card that Christian knows he has exist.
Right.
So, you know, that's typically, I think that's typically how the sideboarded games are going to go, with Delver versus zombies blue-black or blue-red. You know, they're going to board into a control deck, you know, with timely reinforcements, with celestial purges.
Sometimes with Gideon, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes with Gideon, a big 6-mana threat. Draw the game out as long as you can. You kind of play Delver, actually. The card itself, Delver Secrets, is kind of just like a bluff.
Right. It's just like, hey, do you want to waste your cards on this?
Yeah, you know, it's not really here to kill you, but if you ignore it, you know, it will kill you.
Yeah.
You know, but this isn't what I'm trying to beat you with.
Yeah, I like it. I love that the deck can actually transform that way. And it's another whole other angle. It's the whole aggro control thing.
Yeah.
You know, it can lean aggressive in game 1 and then just become a control deck. Lean very, very control-y after sideboard.
So Shawn's going to be able to play this game, and you know, the thing about that particular game as well is that Shawn's draw was, like, you know, fairly good outside of not having a Draws Messenger, and Christian controlled that game extremely well, was never really in danger of losing, and, you know, executed the game plan that he wanted to execute, and then won the game.
Yep.
So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how Shawn can adapt to, you know, knowing now that, okay, Christian's going to be playing the control game, am I going to be able to beat a control deck when he's playing like that? How do you feel about Christian leaving Mana Leaks in?
I don't mind it against Shawn's deck. I mean, I know you've got Cavern of Souls, but it works well to fight Doomblades, for example. Doomblades on your Gideon, or, you know, like you said earlier, you need to draw the Cavern. You know, sometimes the Cavern's just not there, and, you know, Christian, this is maybe corner case, but Christian does have access to Frost Titan, so tapping down somebody's Cavern can make otherwise dead Mana Leaks possibly live, depending on, I mean, because how many lands does Shawn run?
Looking at his list,
It looks like 22.
yeah, it looks to be 22.
Yeah, I mean, that's fairly light. I think it's about average. I mean, it's fine for this deck, but, you know, how often is it that Shawn's going to have, you know, 6 lands in play? He doesn't really want 6 lands in play on turn 6. He wants to be casting all these guys. He wants business spells. So you tap down his Cavern, and now he's got maybe 5 lands. Tries to play Grolf's Messenger, it gets countered.
Sure.
You know, like I said, that's kind of corner casey, but I think you know, there's removal spells that, like Black Sun Zenith, Cavern has no effect on. You know, I mean, I don't mind the Mana Leaks.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. I know Christian had one. Well, we saw Christian counter the Doomblade with the Mana Leak last game. And, you know, it might just be a case where he shaved a couple.
Yeah,
You know, he doesn't have all 4 in.
It's good to keep him honest, even if you just keep 1 in. So turn 1 Gravecrawler for Shawn and turn 1 Ponder for Christian. Both players with a pretty reasonable start.
Shawn has, I see Metamorph, I see Cemetery Reaper again, I think I see 2 lands as well. And then Christian is just pondering and just getting things set up like he did last game. That's all.
I think that's all he really needs to do.
I do see a Sword of Feast and
I was
Famine,
going to say, I thought I saw one too.
which is an ideal trump. And he is shuffling away, so...
Could have already, could have 1 in hand.
Could have 1 in hand, could not be part of the game plan this game at this point in time too, so... You know, it's really important to know, you know, what role and how you want to get to where you want to get in the game. You know, he wants to be the control deck. He wants the game to be drawn out. As good as Sword of Feast and Famine is in the mashup, you know, obviously it says pro black on the card. It just might not be at this point in time in the early stage of the game part of what he wants to do.
Oh, we saw it in game 1. Didn't win in the game.
Yeah.
Didn't. It was too little, too late. So Gravecrawler in, and nothing else for Shawn's turn besides land.
Yeah, his action's going to get started on turn 3.
Yeah. Christian now. Land go. Lonely Gravecrawler on board. And Cemetery Reaper. No Cavern. Can be mana leaked if Christian has it and wants to counter it. I don't think he has it. I don't see any orange in his hand. Mana leak, one of the more orange cards. Okay, so Vapor Snag.
We're going to play this show again. Cemetery Reaper has not gotten to do what it's wanted to do this game.
Doesn't do very much.
But
or hasn't.
Yeah, to be fair, it's, you know, it's not a real big surprise. It's going to be a hard card to have stick and play.
Geist of Saint Traft from Christian.
That's a good card.
And not only is that a pretty great offense for Christian, but it could really put the brakes here, like on Shawn's Gravecrawler, because well, Gravecrawler can't block, can it?
No, it can't block, and it's
so never mind.
It wants to trade with Geist given the opportunity.
Right. So now Geralf's Messenger.
He did just draw Geralf's Messenger for the turn, which is the best card in his deck and probably the best draw step for that turn. So it's gonna change the way that Christian plays this game for sure.
Christian can get in for 6 here if he wants.
It's a little bit difficult seeing his hand. I know that I see a Glacial Fortress, and I know that I see a Restoration Angel.
Does he have a Timely Reinforcements? I thought I might have seen it, but I could be totally wrong. Could have been like a Purge, which would be pretty good too. He has some white card in his hand. Could be Restoration Angel. So Geist does indeed swing in.
He's attacking. He's not afraid to attack.
So knocks Shawn to 13, presumably, if the life totals are correct.
Yeah.
And that still leaves Christian the opportunity to get full value out of a Timely Reinforcements if that is the card in his hand. It looks like just one white card in Christian's hand, and I can't quite see it. He does have a Phantasmal Image, so that'll help. And that looks like we're going to see, so Phantasmal Image copies Messenger.
He's just going to get very, very aggressive, it looks like. You know, I'm almost positive that white card in his hand is Restoration Angel.
Okay.
But Christian is just going to take this game on the offensive.
Leaves up the counterspell mana, with or without the counterspell itself.
You know, this is where things get tough on Shawn's side, because you know now he's got to play around, you know, Mana Leak, Celestial Purge, Vapor Snag, or even something as simple as just going like, okay, Snapcaster Mage, chump your guy, you know, and just keep attacking.
Yeah.
So all the decisions have to be made on Shawn's part, and this is why Delver is such a powerful deck, because you know he gets to make the decisions.
Geist of Saint Traft goes away due to Shawn's Phyrexian Metamorph. So Shawn can reasonably assume Christian doesn't have Mana Leak in his hand.
It's a pretty ideal spot.
Yeah, Gravecrawler attacks.
I don't like the no attack with his messenger. At this point, I want to play as few turns as possible against him. I don't want to play a longer game.
And it looks like Snapcaster comes in just as an attacker for Christian.
Yeah, like is blocking really going to be that favorable?
Not with him on the aggro plan. Looks like taps 4. Looks like he was going to do something with Restoration Angel. Changed his mind. Taps 2. And goes Celestial Purge, it looks like.
He thinks.
He's really trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Looks like he dropped the card. I think he wants to purge his guy. Yep.
Yeah, so Celestial Purge, your messenger, and in for 5, Shawn.
We'll put some to 4. See, that's why sitting back is just it's just not advantageous.
Yeah, you got nothing out of that.
There's just so many
really.
cards that Christian can have. Like you have to just try to get Christian dead. You know, you can't sit back and just hope that he doesn't have a Snapcaster, a Purge, a Vapor Snag. Just nothing. And now he's just like in a bad spot. Now he's got he's got his 2-1 in play, Gravecrawler that can't block, so it can't stop the beatdowns. And he can play Cemetery Reaper, but what good is that really going to do him at this point?
Yeah, he's got very few outs right now. I don't think Cemetery Reaper not going to do enough. I mean, attack with Gravecrawler, obviously, but
you have to. You can't.
he's not going to do any. He's not going to block. It does nothing. And Snapcaster from Christian.
Vapor Snag. Vapor Snag has just been an absolute all-star the entire match, and it's just insane against that deck.
So Christian Valenti loses game 1, but takes the match against Shawn Cutshaw and his blue-black zombies deck. Christian with blue-white Delver, and does what it does. Yeah. Figures out a way to win even